Coming up, Kathy and Teresa are going to teach you and your children how to do gay graffiti on your Disney Cruise Line stateroom door. Coming up next. This is the Diz Unplugged Roundtable Discussion, episode number 573 for the week of February 12th, 2013. The Diz Unplugged is brought to you by DreamsUnlimitedTravel.com, experts at helping you plan the perfect Disney vacation. The best reason to use Dreams Unlimited Travel is because I said so, which always worked for my mother, so I figured I'd try it here. DreamsUnlimitedTravel.com, because I said so. Welcome to the show, everybody, coming to you live on DizUnplugged.com from the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida. I'm your host, Pete Werner, joined by my team, Sean Thompson, Teresa Eccles, Kathy Whirling, Craig Williams, and our producer, Dustin West, back on the controls. In this segment, we are going to talk about personalizing your Disney Cruise Line vacation. For those of you who have ever been on a Disney cruise, you have probably seen stateroom doors that are just completely tricked out with all sorts of really creative magnets and stickers. Well, not stickers, because you're not allowed to put any adhesive.
Right.
Anything adhesive on a Disney Cruise Line stateroom door. But we've all seen it. If you've been on the cruise, there's no way you could have missed it. If you haven't been on a cruise, this is one of the most popular things to do. This is also based on a thread that is on the Disney Cruise Line board. A lot of creative things, ideas on that thread, links to it on the show notes page on DizUnplugged.com. And we took the opportunity out at the DizBoards.com Welcome Center last week to film Kathy and Teresa demonstrating how they make some of these really cute arts and crafts to help decorate your stateroom door. It's a great way to get excited about your trip and get your kids involved, or your husband if he's into that sort of stuff. And so why don't we go ahead and roll that.
Hi, this is Teresa Eccles from the Diz Unplugged, and I'm here with Kathy Whirling, or as we like to call her, Crafty Kathy. We're here today, and we're going to show you all about how to personalize your stateroom door on your cruise, Disney cruise in particular for what we're working with here. Mm-hmm. Kathy's been doing this for years. I'm kind of all new to this, but it's fascinating. It's amazing what people do on their doors.
Oh yeah, you can do all kind of stuff. We're going to show you. I love gadgets, so I'm going to show you how to. Can you tell?
I came with scissors and glitter.
And I'll let out my secret now. The reason I have all this is because I can't cut and I can't draw.
I saw her cutting earlier, and it was sad.
Yes. So we're going to show you some things that you can do on your door. A lot of people, there's a thread on the Diz. Do you have the name of what that thread was?
I do. I wrote it down. It is Stateroom Mickey Ears and then some more. And it is amazing. There are all kinds of different pictures that you can print out, and it comes out in the correct size. The main thing that we're going to talk about, and I've got this sad little picture, is on all the stateroom doors, there's a circle with your stateroom number on it, and on that, people are putting, I think they start out with just the Mickey ears. They say, oh look, let's put a hidden Mickey on the door, and you laminate these and you put them around the circle on the door. And then they just went absolutely insane, and look at all these different, it's a sad little picture I took, all these different little things you can do. And this is just the starter. And then some people's doors are totally, completely covered.
But, you can do it just on plain paper. There's the whole thread in there. You've got the different designs, but you can draw it if you want. Stella's really creative with drawing.
I found these really cool magnets, and it's actually for drawing. Let's see if I can get one. It's called Paint-A-Mag, kind of an odd name, but you can paint on it. You can use markers on it. You can cut it out in whatever shape. I think Stella's going to take this one when I get home and probably do something with her name or some sort of sign that's going to be on a refrigerator. But it's cool to do that, and there's so many different ways. I also found this, which I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but it's like a big sheet of magnetic.
Yeah, you could just put that on the back of this, because Disney doesn't want you to put anything on the door that has tape. if this is a magnet paper, put the instructions down, but you can, it's is made for inkjet printers. So you can just put this in your printer, just like you would put a piece of paper, and you can print it, and it's going to come out like this.
Seriously, how do you know that you're not going to mess it up the first time around? Because that paper's expensive. Well, it's not expensive. It was like $13 for a pack of I don't know what, but I mean, you got to know what you're doing before you.
Well, what I recommend is to just print it on paper first, make sure that it's the way you want it to be, and then run your paper.
Oh.
So you can print it on the magnet paper. Here's some that I've printed. You know, we've got Mickey.
See, that's so cool. Now, do you laminate that too, or do you just leave it like
this? I would just leave like this, but you could laminate it. I've got the two little Xyron machines over here cut. Then using my other machine here, the Cricut, you can actually, there's different cartridges you can get. There's a whole Disney one, there's Pixar, there's princesses, there's paper dolls, and again, you've got
it prints out all these.
You know, you can do all these different things. You can print out words.
The little cat she printed from here was so cute.
You know, there's all kind of different things that you can cut out, and
the little Mickey ears,
these,
aren't those cute?
you know, we actually cut them out. Where's the other?
This here.
I cut them out first on the construction paper, and then I went back and cut them out on the magnet paper and just glued the two
So you
together.
could put magnet. You didn't put your magnet in here.
No.
Okay, so you just had that.
You could.
You put it through here.
Yes, this went through here.
Oh, this went through
This
here.
went through here.
Okay,
Yes.
and then this went through separately.
Yes, and then this I did on another piece.
And then you. Okay, got it.
and then put it together. But you know, there's all kind of different things. You know, we've got words spelled out. The last cruise we were on, again, we had on there that it was our 11th cruise. This is a little cartridge that you go and buy.
And this little cartridge is how expensive?
It depends where you get it from. Sometimes it's anywhere from like $20 to $40. I'm always watching sales to get different ones. They also have it.
Sorry, am I moving that too much? Like flinging it around.
From Cricut, they also have a website you can go on to, and you can get just different images there.
Does this machine come in different sizes? Like, are there less expensive ones? Or
Yes,
more
there's a
expensive
smaller one. This one was $199, but it also came with 3 cartridges.
Okay,
So that's
so
like
you got
$120 worth of stuff
Okay.
there. You can always find them used different
Really?
places. A lot of scrapbooking shops will have the machine in the store, and you can go in and buy their paper, and then you can cut it out for free.
Oh, like a printer. You go. Oh, okay. Oh, that's good to
so-
know. You know, I'm kind of low tech. We all know that. So I usually go to the, you know, the simple little stick-on, and the magnet comes with a back on it. So there's no glue needed. I thought I would have to get glue for this too, but that's pretty cool.
And if all you're doing is you can make little magnets for whatever, you know, you can just do it like this. You wouldn't need to necessarily laminate this. You would just stick the magnet on the back.
Okay.
Really, laminating, all that's doing is protecting it, but if you don't really care what you do with it once you
Right.
get home.
Well, Kathy, this is so awesome. What you've taught me in this few minutes. I know I'm going to be over at your house using these machines.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm personally not going to buy them myself, but
Can everybody else come over to Kathy's house and use
Why
them?
sure, you can all come over. I have a lifetime supply of all this stuff, so come on over.
this is awesome. I do want to get that laminate. That's a little laminator
Mm-hmm.
thing over there. Yeah. I could just see me laminating all kinds of stuff. But
very quick, very easy. Don't even need
Yeah.
to leave the house.
really cool. So I don't know. This is just awesome. Well, thank you everybody for joining us for this. We've had an awesome time learning, and maybe we'll come back and do some more crafts later with Crafty Kathy.
Awesome. That was fun. Now, for those of you watching on the live feed, there was some extraneous audio, kind of low in the background. That was a technical issue on our end, but the version that we're posting on YouTube, that video will be posted on YouTube. That will not have that.
Yeah, we'll clean it up a little bit. Sorry about that, guys.
For those of you downloading the audio show, we just played a video of Kathy and Teresa. You can go watch that on YouTube. But now they're going to talk about kind of what they just demonstrated, which I got to tell you, after we recorded that piece, I came home and I bought the photo printer. I think it's a newer version. It's a 3800.
Yeah, yours is wireless. Mine isn't.
Right. And I have been struggling. I want to buy the Cricut in the worst way, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But I just think it's so cool what it does, though. I mean, the way it was cutting out those things, and
You're going to have us doing crafts at the Welcome Center. I can just see that coming.
I thought that was a great idea. Personalize something for every client. For those not familiar, one of the things we do at the Welcome Center is we create the gift bags that we put into all the staterooms of our Dreams Unlimited travel clients who are going out of Port Canaveral. And Teresa, Rob, and Walter are out there all the time. And I thought that'd be fun to make them personalize something for every.
It would be fun.
And that'll be Teresa's job.
Yeah, Rob will like. I'm okay with that.
If you ever need anybody to justify crafts, I'm your person. Katie knows that when I go to a craft store that she has to take my wallet because I can buy just all kind of stuff. But I started doing, as I said in the video, I started doing all this stuff because I can't draw and I'm not really good at cutting things out.
I'm right there with you, honey.
And so by having the machine that, when I put it in, and say, hey, I need 5 of these, they all come out, they all look the same. Sky's the limit. There's nothing you can't do with a Cricut.
So now, just for everyone's benefit, tell people exactly what the Cricut is.
The Cricut is a machine. It's made by ProvoCraft. It sort of looks like a printer, but you feed the paper in from the front. There's different versions. It sort of evolved. The one that I used in the video was the Expression model. But there's a little screen on the top that you can either work standalone right from the Cricut, or you can have it hooked up to your computer, and you can download digital images if you don't want to buy the cartridges, and just download the images and cut them. And what it comes with is like a sticky mat. And what you do is you put your piece of paper on there, and it holds it down while you cut it out. And then when it comes back out of the printer, it's fascinating to sit there and watch the thing go back and forth, and it cuts out the image. And
wait, now hold on a second. Does the Cricut itself cut the image, or does it just print something that you cut?
No, it cuts it for you.
This is how we've been making the flatties that we make.
So you put a piece of paper on this sticky mat, and then it all goes through the print. It goes through the
It goes
Cricut.
through like you were, like instead of feeding your paper like from the back of the printer, this goes in the front. You've got your little screen. Like when we do the flatties, I'll bring up the flatty image. I'll tell it like what size I need it to be, and then I hit the button to print on the screen, on the little screen, and then it sucks the paper in and out, and the little cutter in there.
Now, but it doesn't just have to be on regular paper. You can put that magnetic paper.
Right, you can do magnetic paper.
A lot of people, it was a couple of years ago that Disney Cruise Line, this is one of the few times I allowed this, because when Disney, because of my relationship with Dreams Unlimited Travel, and of course I own disboards.com, there's a certain line I draw in terms of Disney's involvement in our discussion boards, which is to say they're none. There have been times that Disney wasn't happy with something that was posted on the boards, and they would come to me and, I'm sorry, you can go and post, but I'm not doing anything about it. This was one of the few times they asked me to post something on the cruise line board, asking people to please stop using adhesives on the doors, because what was happening was people were using tape and other things to put these craft works on the door, and then when they would take them down, it would rip the paint off. And Disney was having to go around and like repaint the doors, and they were having to do it so much. You mentioned this, Kathy, that they were having to do it so much that like magnetic things weren't sticking because there were so many layers of paint on the door. So we did that. We posted saying that please, Disney's asking please stop doing that. So everybody's gone to magnets. So you can buy this magnetic paper. Basically, it's it comes in different sizes, and you can put this into the Cricut. Either download images from your computer,
right? Or
they have the cartridges that you can buy that run anywhere. You said from $20 to $40.
Yeah, it depends. You can buy them on eBay. Sometimes you can get them for $8, $10, and then sometimes the Disney one, the actual cartridge has been retired. You can.
Is that the one that's like $150 now?
Yes. But you can download the digital version of that, and using their software, I got it for like $40. So it's digital rather than being on the cartridge. So, but it's got every Disney image you could ever think of on that cartridge.
So with either these downloaded images or the images on the cartridge, you take the paper, the magnetic paper, you feed it into the Cricut, and then the Cricut cuts out these images for you, so you have a magnet. You basically comes out of the printer, out of the Cricut, as a magnet that you could stick on your stateroom door, and then you can color it. And but what you were doing is you were doing one run with magnetic paper and then an identical run with like construction paper.
Right. So I could get the different colors. You could print, because you could, with the Epson printer that I had there, I could have actually printed a color or whatever on that magnet paper. It's more cost effective to just use the construction paper and then cut it out the same thing on the magnet paper.
So if all you have is a printer, you could buy the magnetic paper and do it that way too.
And I said you can do it that you just do it by hand, or where the little cutting thing is in the Cricut, it's made that you can use the little small Sharpies, and you could put your Sharpie marker in there and it could look like you drew Mickey's head.
Wow, so the Cricut doesn't necessarily have to cut things out. It can actually draw things?
Yes, if you put the Sharpie markers.
What?
And I know. Okay, I'm buying it.
For what?
I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll give it to you. Just so everybody knows, I have absolutely no relationship with this company. They're not advertisers. We don't make any money off this. I'm not a crafty person. I'm not an artistic person in that way, at least. I don't draw. I don't cut. I don't scrapbook. I've never had any interest in this. But when I saw her doing this last week at the Welcome Center, I was fascinated by it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. And I said, you were talking about now that you have that photo printer, you could print on what I used to always tell women is, like, people obsess about their background papers. When you have a camera and you have a printer, you could make, I like rugs in hotels.
Oh,
do you ever look at the pattern in a hotel rug and you go, oh, okay, that's cool. Well, you could print it out. You could use your Cricut to then cut it out into different shapes. I can't use markers to make things look nice. You'd laugh if you saw what I did. But with the Cricut, I look like I really know what I'm doing.
No, yeah, when I draw, it looks like a disturbed 7-year-old.
Yeah, I'm
really,
not
it's
good with
not
any
good.
of that. And that's no exaggeration. That's why I got hooked on computers in the beginning, because I could take clip art and do something. But I said, if you have like Stella, who is very creative and can draw, for doing the door magnets,
But also combining what you're doing with what your child can do, you can put the two things together.
Right.
Because
Oh, yeah.
some of the magnets that we had used when we did the video, I took home, and Stella has started personalizing them.
Okay, so yeah, I kind of want to talk about that, because let's say someone isn't interested in or doesn't have access to a Cricut. You don't need that.
No, you don't need that at all.
And
it's nice. But
one of the things you pointed out in the video was that you can get these different size sheets of magnetic paper that can be drawn on, cut out.
The magnets, the magnet paper is very easy to cut. I find it easier to cut than just a piece of paper.
Do you use an X-Acto knife, or
I just use a sharp pair of scissors.
Yeah.
Okay.
A nice pair of, don't use, just use a really nice pair of sharp scissors.
Okay. And especially a child like Stella, who, honestly, when you see some of the things that Stella draws, I mean, you have some kids that really draw some cute things. Stella's actually developing an artistic style of
She's
her
really
own.
good.
She's excellent.
Yeah, she's got her little style.
And she's gonna. I think that's gonna be a part of her life.
Oh yeah.
But it's such a cool way to engage your kids and getting them excited. You see on the boards all the time threads about, how do you get your family excited about your trip? What sorts of things do you do? And I think this is probably one of the cooler things you can do.
I think it is, because if you see all the different staterooms, they do magnets with the family's names on them. They do magnets with, just maybe the family's last name, or each person has their own magnet with their own name on it.
We've even done, I made one for the very first time that we cruised. And every time now we cross out like 1, and we went to 2.
It's the same magnet every time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so now we've done 11. But it's a great way, your room host, it's a great way to sort of like break the ice with your room host, because they see these, oh, you've been on this many cruises.
Yeah.
And your neighbors walking down the hall. This last one we had on there that Katie had just graduated college. So she got a lot of
Your
congratulations.
door was really blinged out. On
You
the
know, so I
website.
said, it's just, you know, you can just have so much fun. You can do it low tech, you can do it high tech. But the thing is to do it on your door. It's
Yeah.
really a lot of fun. And it's a way to get you excited for your cruise.
And the magnetic paper, I'm just taking a look now at Staples' website. You can get them at Staples, Office Max, places like that, not necessarily just a craft store. But you're looking at, you know, this is inkjet. This is for any inkjet printer at all. You can use these. And 8.5 by 11 sheets. 4 sheets are $9.
Yeah.
So you're talking about 2 1/4, right? No. Yeah, about
yeah.
about $2.25 a piece. But they also have sticker paper you couldn't use.
Another way I've heard people do also, if you don't want to buy the magnetic paper, just color, draw, print out things with regular paper, and then either use laminate or contact paper, clear contact paper, and cover it completely. So then you've got a solid something to work with, and then you put the little magnets on the back. So it's not, the whole sheet's not a magnet, it's just got magnets on the back that will also work really well for the door.
A lot of people are suggesting to use the weekly coupons that Michaels, Joann Fabrics, and AC Moore offer.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you can get one for like 40% off like a single item.
But trust me, with
Oh, here she comes.
for the Cricut, they are the exception at Michaels and Joann's, that when something's on sale, it'll say right in the fine print that it doesn't apply to the Cricut.
Doesn't apply, yeah.
But look online, this is like with the cartridges and stuff. When I bought my Cricut, there was a special so that I got extra cartridges. So if you look on Joann's website, sometimes they'll just run a Cricut sale and do that, but you can't use the weekly coupons.
Okay.
But the weekly coupon is good for
The paper and
your,
magnetic
all your
stuff.
supplies,
Yeah.
because that adds up. When I went in last week to get the supplies for this segment, I think I came out of there, I spent $70, $80. And
Well, some of that was for the segment, and some of that was for Stella.
some of us were still, but still, how are you? I mean, it's hard. There's so many choices out there of things to get between, you know, the paper, the magnets, the supplies for the drawing, or the, you know, the bling that you want to put on your door.
You know, and some of that stuff, if you don't even have a printer, you can go to Staples and they'll print the things for you. They'll laminate it for you. Now, again, I have 2 laminating machines at home, so I don't need to do that kind of stuff. But you could go, and you were saying like with the contact paper.
Yeah.
But again, have you ever put contact paper on anything? Have you ever been able to do it without getting the bubbles in it? So it's like,
They're not contact people.
I don't think I've ever even heard of it.
They're all with this blank look on your face.
I know not of this paper.
I think
of
my
which you
mother
speak.
put it on the kitchen shelves one time, but you can buy the laminate paper.
Yes.
And just because that's the way I went with this, and the pieces I had left, Grace and Stella were laminating. Stella was laminating some of her artwork, so it wouldn't get destroyed when it got thrown on my desk, or, you know.
And when we're talking saving money, you know, when I showed that piece that I had cut out of the magnet sheet, you know, all that rest of the page that was,
Yeah.
I saved that
Oh yeah,
to
definitely.
put on the back of some of the other ones that
Yeah.
I do. So nothing goes to waste.
Now, you also mentioned during the show that some scrapbooking stores will have the Cricut. That
Yes,
if you buy the
they will.
supplies from them, you can use their Cricut, basically. Mm-hmm. Now, is that like a place like Michael's and Joann's do that, or is it just like more like boutique type?
More like you're just pure scrapbooking stores. There
Are
used
they?
to be,
Are they? I mean, I don't know. Are
They're
they
all over
common?
the place.
Are they? I don't,
They
how would
used
I
to be.
know?
Scrapbooking is not as big a deal commercial wise as it used to be. A lot of people still scrapbook, but you don't see as many scrapbooking stores. But there are ones. You can also go on eBay, and Etsy has people will cut them out of their, you know, with their Cricut and sell like 5 Mickey heads or whatever for $1 or $2 on eBay. So even if you don't have that, you could go on eBay and buy what you need.
Okay,
But
you
just
know.
walk down. When's the last time you were in Michael's, Pete?
it's been a while.
Walk down the scrapbooking area, and just the things that are available there that you could incorporate into your stateroom door.
I have a question. This is probably not likely on a Disney ship, but has there been any cases of people like taking things from your door?
Oh
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Really?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
people do that.
People do it all the time, or move it to another door.
Really?
I've seen them do that. Yeah,
What is wrong with people?
yeah.
Honestly?
Some,
So
Yeah.
what do? You just
you lose your whatever it is.
It's sort of like anything else. Once you put it out there, you sort of have to.
Trust.
Launch an investigation. Then when you find the person,
call
have them,
Chris Hansen.
have them shot.
And you might, when you're putting things up on the door,
I think that's an appropriate response.
you might want to be a little careful. Like a lot of people are concerned, like if you say the Brown family, Susie, Johnny, you might want to watch the names that you put on there, just because they might, people get upset that their little kids are in that room that now you've just advertised. You know what I mean? It's just sort of like.
You mean like if you're giving it as a gift, like in a fish extender or something?
Or just anything that it's like the Smith family, George, Susie. The people get
All those
upset because their
common
kids are in that. Like we always just.
Well,
say,
wouldn't they
like,
be putting it on their own stateroom door?
Yes, but people are walking down the hallway.
And they get
seeing
upset
it.
at this?
Yes.
Wow.
So I mean, it's just one of those things. I mean, it's not like that always happens, but like you could say like the Whirling family, but not Kathy, Katie. Like you're not giving them too much information.
One of our cruises, one of the cruises we were on, someone had given us magnets, and we each got one for every member of our family with our name on it, and it was made like the
name
cast
badges.
member name badge.
Yes, I thought that was kind of cool.
But see, that's what they're like, that you're putting all these names
Yeah.
out there, that in this day of, identity, whatever,
Stranger danger.
that people are.
But something like that, though, I mean, that's something you take home. It's still stuck on my refrigerator, and
So I think the important thing here, though, is that, you can go the route of buying these things, but you don't have to
Right.
in order to do this. I mean,
Right.
there's all sorts of ways to do it less expensively, still as engaging with your kids and your family. I don't know why this cricket got to me, though. I've heard about it. I knew about it. I just never seen one.
just go get a cricket.
I'm gonna do it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Bring it
do it
over
after
when
the
Sean's
show.
at the piano singing and we're watching Star Wars. You can sit at the kitchen table. And
That sounds like a fun night.
We'll make
Doesn't that
crafts.
sound like a fun night?
and then I'll kill myself.
That's
be
how
a
I
fun
keep
night.
Katie amused a lot of times. So I'm like, here, go cut some stuff out of the cricket. And she'll just sit there and it's like, okay.
When you let her out of the attic.
Yeah. But,
She's
I mean,
on chat, by the way. So.
Is Katie on chat?
Yeah.
Love you, baby.
Yeah. Love you, Katie.
You do a lot of things to keep her distracted, it seems like. That seems to be a recurring
Yeah, what is
thing.
that about?
Because Katie, God, she's going to hate me for this. Katie gets really hyper and sometimes, and it's like, Katie,
Sometimes?
you just need to, see, you said that, I
Okay.
didn't.
See, my personal opinion, the sun rises and sets on Katie Whirling. That is what an awesome,
Haven't used this
awesome
on
lady
Kathy.
she is. No, honestly.
It's true.
Yeah, she
Honestly.
is a good kid.
I mean,
she is.
this is salt of the earth, this girl. I mean, she's...
But you
I
don't
mean-
see her like when, like before we get there, you're not going to make me carry all this stuff in, are you? And then she comes in and like, oh,
Yeah.
hi.
She'd take a bullet for you.
Oh, she would. She would.
She'd
And I'd
take
do
a
the
bullet
same
for you.
her. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love Katie Whirling. But I think, like I said, this was really, for me anyway, really fascinating. I thought that, I see this stuff on stateroom doors, and like I said, I don't have that gene, that creative gene, and I look at some of this stuff, I'm like, well, okay, this is really good. And you see some people really, and it's really, you could tell they had a lot of fun doing it. They had a lot of fun decorating their doors. It's really personalized. And I love that. I love that it's such a big thing to do on our boards.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah, and there's actually 2 threads that are on there with the different designs that the people have done, and they'll actually design it for you if you want to do like the portholes or all kind of different things. They are so helpful
Well,
on there.
That's one of the things I love about the community. Mm-hmm. Some great stuff like that. Well, thank you both very much
Thank you.
for taking us into Crafty Kathy's Corner, which is originally what we were going to call this, and I was going to do it with all K's, like Crafty Kathy's
Yeah.
Corner, and then we realized that it was going to be KKK.
So,
Figured that's probably not a good idea.
But we had fun doing the video.
Yeah, we did.
Once we got into it, and
Teresa was nervous. getting
I
started.
didn't know what we were gonna do. I mean, I just,
Well, we don't want to script this stuff out. We
I
want
know,
it to be
I know.
natural.
There was no
and,
script.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, again, thank you very much, Kathy and Teresa. We enjoyed this segment, and that will do it for this episode. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you again next time with another edition of the Diz Unplugged. Thanks for being with us, everybody. And remember, stay out of the damn lakes.